Okay, in the previous video we talked about how creating a proxy or a one-stop shop for our API functionality is the first step of moving our API and enabling it in the editor so we can drag and drop things around without having to write much code. So let's take a look at the invitations in the LinkedIn plugin. So we have two methods here to send invitations. The next step we're going to do is create an API behavior for each one of these methods. So here you can see is a LinkedIn invitation by email behavior. This class here is a mono behavior, and this is the second step to enabling our API within the editor. So each one of these behaviors is going to have some public fields that will be visible in the editor and will need to be filled out by the developer. And the behavior is going to contain most likely a single method which overrides executable code from the API behavior class. In here we're doing the heavy lifting of creating the operation, registering all the callbacks, and we're going to introduce a new status response of success and failure. We'll see how to use that later. Well, here you can see that now we're starting to use our proxy by calling out LinkedIn proxy instance and the method, in this case, send invitation. Okay, so now it's time to create a script, our game script, that's going to take advantage of our API. So here, one thing that our behavior needs is the invitee, subject, and body. So we are somehow going to have to pass that to the behavior to make the call. In our examples folder, we have here a game script that is going to send some invitations by email. So what we need here is a public field for the behavior type so that we can drag and drop that behavior onto our game script inside the editor. And the way that we call out this behavior is we set the appropriate variables, invitee, subject, and body, and then we call a start coroutine on the execute and wait method of the behavior. The behaviors support coroutine execution as well as calling a method and waiting for a callback. I find this easier, it's cleaner, and there's a lot less code. That's it. But let me show you. So here we've executed and waited, but we're not really checking the status. Here we are outputting the status to the log. Let's take a look at something more complicated, like retrieving our profile picture from LinkedIn, which is a two-step process. First, we have to retrieve our profile and then take a look at our profile and retrieve the image. Okay, so in this get my profile picture game script, we've created two public fields, one for my profile behavior and one for retrieving an image behavior. In our start coroutine, what we're going to do is call out profile behavior, execute, and wait. And after this call is complete, we're going to retrieve the profiles from the profile behavior and assign it into a private variable inside of our game script for later use. If the profile behavior status is a success, what we're going to do next, we're going to take the picture URL field from our returned profile and assign it to the absolute URI of our image behavior. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're on the image behavior, we're going to call execute and wait. Once that is done, we're going to check if the image behavior status was a success. And then we're going to store the texture 2D in a private variable inside of our game script for later use. But what we also have here is a renderer, which is a spinning cube inside of our game. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that image and assign it to the main texture. And we should see our image on a spinning cube. So as you can see, there's very little code to write, and now you've basically enabled your API inside the editor.